What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about who is going to win the AFC West. So let's see what they have to say about that.
The Raiders came out hot. They looked good last night against the Jags, and although we didn't get to see Derek Carr or Devontae Adams, we did see Josh Jacobs and rookie Zamir White, which now has us all itching for the real deal, the AFC West gauntlet. And so ESPN's FBI gives the Chargers the highest percentage chance to win the division. That's at 29%.
Nice.
The Chiefs, who have won 6 straight AFC West titles, enter with the third highest percentage chance, with a 26% chance to win the division. And so this is the funnest game we could play really all day, all night. We could, anyone out there, who is going to win the AFC West? Jay, I'll go to you first. Who are you
Chargers going to win the AFC West.
taking? Because really, guys, the last place team could still have 10 wins and not make the postseason. Who are you taking away?
I really wish you didn't come to me on this one first because, I mean, look, nobody really knows. It could be the first place team, could be the last place team could be the first place team, right? I'm going with the best quarterback, and it's Justin Herbert.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I do it. Hey, there had to be a hot take at some point. We've come 20 minutes.
First of all,
20 minutes into the show.
I admire the delivery. You knew what you was doing there.
Justin Herbert is going to be the best quarterback this season. Look, Patrick.
No cap, and here's why. Let's take a quick look at Justin Herbert's numbers from last year. So Justin Herbert threw for 5,014 yards last year. That's second overall for quarterbacks. He threw 38 touchdowns. That's third overall for quarterbacks. He threw 15 interceptions. That's 27th overall for quarterbacks. And his QBR last year was 65.6. That's third overall for quarterbacks. So Justin Herbert definitely could be the best quarterback in the league this year.
Mahomes, when you look at the resume, clearly is ahead of Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's new. He's new money. But when I look at this team, he has the capability to be the MVP. I think he's the odds-on favorite right now. So it's really not that crazy for
No cap.
me to say. You look what that offense is. They got a great running game. They built that offensive line to protect their guy. It's on defense. That's where this group is going to be most improved. And you look at what they've got there. Let's go back to the Bears. Kahlil Mack coming in there is going to be massive for this group. Joey Bosa, I think, leads the NFL in sacks this season. I'm going to go so far as to say that. And then you look at what they did to defend the run, because that's where the struggles really came with this group. And they brought in some bigger bodies, Sebastian Joseph Day, and you bring in Austin Johnson, and all of a sudden this group's better on third down. They're getting off the field. They're stopping the run. And Justin Herbert is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL this year. So for all
No cap.
those reasons, that's why I'm taking the Chargers.
So I definitely have to go with the Chargers too. So let's take a quick look at the Chargers. We looked at Justin Herbert already. So Keenan Allen is going to be his number one receiver. So he caught the rock 106 times last year. That's 7th overall for wide receivers. He caught the rock for 1,138 yards. That's 13th overall for wide receivers. He got 25 touchdowns. So 25th overall for wide receivers. So Keenan Allen is definitely going to complement Justin Herbert. And on defense, you have Joey Bosa and Kahlil Mack. Last year, Joey Bosa had 10.5 sacks. That's 13th overall. So, and Kahlil Mack is just a baller overall. So the Chargers look very, very good. As far as Denver, Las Vegas, and Kansas City Chiefs, Russell Wilson's always going to be a baller. Derek Carr is going to be taking care of business with Devontae Adams, who balled out last year. And Patrick Mahomes obviously going to do his thing.
Yeah, you know I'm not going with the Chargers. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs until otherwise notified. They've won 6 straight division titles, and I'm predicting that it's going to be
talk about
a
everything
7th
they're losing,
straight.
though.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
can talk about them
conversation.
losing Tyreek Hill, and I understand that. But listen, that's just going to lead to Pat Mahomes operating more within the structure of the offense. And with Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy dialing up the X's and O's, that could be a scary proposition. That's the thing that
New
people
pieces
are
on the
talking about.
defense.
New pieces on the defense, but they're upgrades. George
Enhancements, that's
Karlaftis being able to be that bookend rusher with Frank Clark, and then you have Chris Jones, who's one of the best interior defensive linemen in all of football, and then adding on the back end with Trent McDuffie to go along with L'Jarius Sneed. Like, you're talking about the makings of a defense that's going to be much improved. So I like the direction that unit is going in, and I thought they did a really good job of using the draft capital that they got for Tyreek Hill in order to help this team. But what they're going to be banking on is Pat Mahomes being a force multiplier. When it comes to JuJu Smith-Schuster and MVS and Sky Moore and Mecole Hardman, like, you're hoping that the sum is greater than the individual parts. Right.
You're definitely hoping that, but losing Tyreek Hill is definitely going to hurt. But Patrick Mahomes is a good enough player to compensate for that, and he has enough weapons to compensate for that. But I think, again, it's going to be a shootout between the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, the Las Vegas Raiders, you can't sleep on them. Denver Broncos. You can't sleep on them, but I think it's going to be a shootout between the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think Justin Herbert is going to be able to lead the Chargers to an AFC being AFC West champions. And a side note, so out of the 4 quarterbacks in the AFC West, 3 of them are ranked in the top 5 quarterbacks. Justin Herbert's ranked number 2. Patrick Mahomes ranked number 4. Derek Carr's the 5th rank, and Russell Wilson's 22nd. But that says something right there. When you have 3 out of the 4 quarterbacks in AFC ranked top 5, that means something.
And that's where Pat Mahomes is going to have to MacGyver this thing. But I trust him and Andy Reid to be able to figure it out because guess what? That's all they do. And so in looking at this situation, I'm hard-pressed to pick against the Kansas City Chiefs.
And when you look at, like, the quarterbacks and the head coaches in this division, those 2 have the longest staying power thus far. Who are you going with? Chargers, Chiefs?
Come on over.
Coming to the Chargers because
You got to go with their Chargers. There's too much potential there. Way too much potential. Again, I like the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a shootout, but Justin Herbert, that man is real.
I picked the Chargers before this argument, but I got to be honest with you, Chris. I listened very carefully to everything you said, and you said some things in there that made me feel even more sure. Because you said a word, hope. I hope. They are hoping that the sum is greater than the parts. And you also said that they are going to go out there with, you named some guys on defense that I think are going to be the answer, but you said 2 things that contradicted each other. You said you wanted Patrick Mahomes to play within the structure of the offense and then also be a force multiplier. You can't be both. You're going to have to break the offense.
Well, he's going to have to do something. But it won't really matter because the Chargers are going to take care of business and win the AFC West.
No, you can absolutely be both.
Okay.
You can absolutely be both.
But that's so different than what he's always been.
You can absolutely be both.
I don't want to make my argument around arguing against the Chiefs because that's a bad idea. The Chiefs are going to be good. Patrick Mahomes is very great. That's all going to be fine. But if you look at teams' timelines, this is the time when the Chiefs are in rebuild mode, so to speak. And for the Chargers, they are in win-now mode. They still have a quarterback under a rookie contract. They have an all-pro level left tackle under a rookie contract. They got possibly the best football player on their whole team. No one said his name yet. It's Derwin James under a rookie.
So I'm definitely going to have to agree with that before this video shuts off. The Chargers definitely they're running forward right now. They're firing on all cylinders. But the Kansas City Chiefs kind of took a step back with missing, Tyreek Hill. So definitely the Chargers are, firing on all cylinders. I definitely have to pick them to win the AFC West. Again, the Kansas City Chiefs are no slouches, but I think Justin Herbert's going to have enough to take it.
Is he going to be available?
I sure hope
Is he going to be available?
That's a question for a lot of those guys, too.
Yeah, I mean, football's dangerous. I don't know if you know that.
You got to tell me I played defensive tackle for over a decade. I know.
Things happen out there.
I was a hooper.
So the point I'm making is right now is the time for them and their quarterback. I am not brave enough to say he's going to be the best in the better
He's
than
the odds-on
anyone else.
favorite, so it's not.
Well, you don't have to say he's the best, but the numbers and everything points to him being the best. He's the number 2 ranked quarterback in the league right now. I mean, that means something. That has to be good for something. Justin Herbert is the real deal.
Crazy to say.
I certainly don't think it's crazy, but Patrick Mahomes is crazy when he gets out there on the field. So I'm not going to say anyone's better than him right now, especially anyone whose name is not Josh Allen. But I do think that he is capable to be in that field. You put all that together, and if their weakest point is to be able to stop the run, that's a pretty